What is going on, guys? I love the haters here, and welcome to some Call of Duty Ghost free-for-all tips, and also a pretty good class setup to use. Now, I titled the video Best Class Setup, but it's only the best class setup if used in the right situations. Like, don't use this on a map like Stonehenge, because you're just gonna get pooped on by a bunch of snipers. Then you're gonna come back to my video and dislike it and leave me a bunch of hateful comments about how I suck at the game and how I shouldn't be giving tips. So only use it on close range maps and when it's deemed necessary. But anyway, let's get into the class setup itself before I waste any more time on this introduction. So I'm using the K7, and that's because I feel like it's really consistent. I like the amount of damage it has, and it reminds me a lot of the UMP45 from previous Call of Duties, and I really like that weapon. It also comes with the built-in silencer, so you don't have to waste a slot like an attachment slot on the silencer. I've got extended mags on there because I don't want to have to use a secondary weapon, and because reloading is what gets me killed a lot. When I run out of bullets in a gun and have to reload, that leaves me vulnerable for a couple of seconds, and using extended mags lets me take out more people before having to reload, so it's kind of common sense to put it on. I also have a foregrip on there, and that's because I don't really pursue people at long distances, but at the medium distance, keeping my accuracy on point is really important because a lot of times your engagements are going to be close to medium range, and when they are medium range, you're going to need the extra accuracy. So, like I already said, not going to be using secondary or any lethals or tacticals, because lethals and tacticals only really help out when you're trying to take somebody off an objective. Free for all is all about kills and surviving, so you don't really need lethals and tacticals. IEDs might help you out, but I think they're cheap and I don't like to use them, so that's why I don't have any equipped. But the main reason you're not going to want to use any of that crap is that you could have a bunch of perk slots open, and this is what's going to prove most beneficial to you. So first and foremost, I've got Ready Up, which is self-explanatory. You're running around a lot, you see somebody, you can bring your gun up faster than them. And that's really important because in Call of Duty, you die in only a couple of bullets, and if you can get your gun on target before they can, you're most likely going to win that gunfight. So definitely use Ready Up, it's very helpful. Next up, I've got Dead Silence and also Amplify, and these two perks work really well, especially if you have a headset like I do, and that's because sound whoring is big in this game. Hearing somebody's footsteps while they're down the hallway will help you determine what direction they're coming from, and you can easily set up and get ready to shoot them as they come around the corner, and I use it all the time, as you guys have seen in the video, and I definitely recommend buying a headset if you do not have one, or just staying away from free-for-all if you don't have a headset, because a lot of people have headsets, and if they can use them and you can't, you're at a severe disadvantage. So next up, I've got Scavenger, and Scavenger is big for me because I go on kill streaks a lot, and I hate having to pick up other people's weapons, and especially because I don't have a secondary. Scavenger helps me out a lot. I can keep replenishing ammo, and it's never a problem for me. Next up is Sit Rep. Now, I like to use Sit Rep in free-for-all because a lot of people camp, and if they camp, they usually have like an IED or an IMS or something like that near them. So if I see an IMS or an IED or like a SATCOM on the screen, thanks to Sit Rep, I'll have a pretty good idea of where the person is. I'll know they're going to be in the general vicinity, and then I can go take them out. Now, last but not least, I have ICU, and that's only because I didn't know what else to put on. I would recommend putting on Blind Eye if you find that, a lot of the lobbies you're in have people that get air support, but personally, I don't run into people who get air support that often, so I just put on ICU so I can regen health faster. Why not? Last thing to talk about is the strike package. So I've got IMS, Sentry Gun, and Battle Hind, and this is perfect because at 5 kills, which isn't too much, I can get an IMS and put it near a doorway and block it off, and I have a lot of great places to put IMS. I can make a whole video on IMS locations, and they're really good for watching your ass. Now, then I have Sentry Gun, which is good to put in a place of elevation that can shoot people from a distance, and then I have the Battle Hind, which can basically fly around the map and kill everybody who's not near you. So as you control your little area of the map, the Battle Hind will take care of everybody else. But enough about my class setup, let's actually get into the gameplay. So one of the biggest tips in this video is to pretty much stay in like 1/3 or even a quadrant of the map. You're not going to want to move around too much because the spawns are hectic in this game, and if you keep rushing around going toward the middle of the map, you're going to get killed by somebody spawning around you. Now, really quick over here, I shoot this guy, but then I go to cut him off because if I went to follow him, he would have gotten ready for me. The fact that I came behind him was an easy way to take him out, and you'll see that I go do that. But back to what I was saying about staying to the outskirts. If you stay around the outskirts, nobody can spawn behind you, and especially if you stay in one quadrant of the map. That way you can control the spawn and keep making sure that the people who spawn there can be easy kills for you rather than you being easy kills for them. So over there, I heard that guy's footsteps, took him out, easy kill, and now I'm going to watch around this area, go back and forth between this door and the door up front, so make sure that nobody comes behind me and that I know where everybody is, and trying to keep, basically a good sense of where everybody is in the map. So over here, you see that some guy shoots at me, and he's far away from me, and I have no idea, I have no chance of killing him because he's far away, he's got a long range weapon, I've got a short range weapon. So this guy I take out because I'm above him, but basically the key point with the last guy was that know when to run away from a gunfight. I ran away from that guy because I had no chance against against him, and that was a smart thing to do because he most likely would have killed me. And in the meantime, when I did run away, I got that extra kill. So now I'm about 1 kill off my IMS. I'm looking around, trying to listen for footsteps, and I hear some shooting going on over here. Come by, finish off this person, and now I've got my IMS. So a great place to put this IMS is going to be above this ladder on the roof to my left. Now, that's because people come to that building, they flock like seagulls over there, and if you have an IMS there, you'll get a whole bunch of kills, as you guys will see. Over here, I hear an IED, so I ran away for a second, and now I'm going to go back. And notice as I climb up this ladder, I pause for a second before I go all the way up to check if there's somebody there. Now, this guy was turned around, so I, got up here, killed him, and now I put down my IMS right over there. And it's perfect because that spot is hidden. People who are coming up the ladder can't see it, people around the corner can't see it, but it'll detect them as they come, and it's a pretty easy kill. Put down my sentry gun over there. It's not the best spot for it, but it's on elevation. It'll get me a couple of kills, and it'll scare people away from the general vicinity. So now I'm gonna keep running back and forth. I got my battle hind, which is good. I'll call it in, and this will kill people far away. But as you guys can tell, I'm off to a very strong start in this game, and when you're off to a strong start like this, it kind of demoralizes the other team. It kind of messes with your egos. Like, damn it, this guy's already off to a good start, and it kind of makes them subconsciously play worse. It's like a little psychological type thing. It's pretty cool, but now I'm just pretty much staying over here. There's no reason for me to run around. I've got a sentry gun, I've got an IMS, and I got my battle hind. So what's the point of rushing out and getting killed? I check up to make sure nobody's trying to destroy my sentry, which is good because if you have a sentry, people are most likely going to shoot it down or try to knife it from behind. So make sure you're checking up on it every so often. So here I'm listening for footsteps, trying to find somebody, and I decide to, move around a little bit, but staying still in this general quarter of the map. I see that person, I took my pause, so if they did try to shoot me, I would have been long gone. But I realized that they started to run away because I guess they just didn't see me. So I got up there and I shot him from behind. Easy kill. See this person spawn over here, kill them, and then I get ready for this person. I saw that IED there, so I knew somebody was going to be coming. I got my gun up, and they ran around the corner without their gun up. They sprinted around the corner, which is another big thing. Do not sprint around corners. You sprint around corners, your gun is not ready for the enemy, and they can easily take you out. And that's how I took out that person. My gun was up, their gun wasn't. I killed them like it was nothing. So at this point, I'm almost about to get my next IMS, which when I do, I'm going to go and put it in that same spot as before. IMSs don't seem to last very long. I think the other one has already been taken out or expired. I don't know how it works exactly, how the timing is. But now I'm going to slowly try to make my way across the map again while being careful of spawns. So as you can tell, I'm still checking all my, areas. I'm coming back around this building, trying to listen for footsteps, trying to see if anybody's over here. And I'm going to slowly make my way to the other side of the map because this is like my comfort zone. Why leave an area that I have defended really well and I have all my kill streaks here and that I just know how to control? There's a lot of cover in this area. Look at there's like a jeep, there's all these little barrels and crates and things like that to take cover behind if somebody's coming up, and so it just makes a lot of sense to stick around here. Now in a second you're going to see why I like using sitrep. So using sitrep, I saw this guy's satcom, and as I come up here I know he's going to be here. I pause for a second, make sure there's nobody there, but I see him, and then I take cover behind that air conditioning unit to shoot him. So taking cover behind that AC unit is really helpful because one, I'm strafing, and another thing, he can only see the top of my head while I can see his whole body. Now that helped me take him out, and now I've got even more kill streaks to use because I took out the next guy who was also running around without his gun up. So I reposition my IMS here so that they can't see it while they're coming up the ladder. IMSs are great when using locations where people don't expect them, and that's why I like this location. So now that I've taken out this guy, I've got another battle hind. Call it in, and now I've got another sentry gun, which I'm not going to put in the same spot as last time because last time it got destroyed pretty fast, and unfortunately this time it's going to be 2, but I was experimenting with spots to put them in. So I put it right over here on this building because it's on elevation, it's hard to come from behind, and it sees a lot of the map, but I guess somebody with blind eye took it out, and there's really nothing you can do about that. So now I'm going to try to make my way back to that side of the map because there's not really much action here. I shoot this guy, and right here I drop shot this person. That person would have killed me for sure if I didn't drop shot. They should have killed me anyway because my aim was off target and they had plenty of time to shoot me. And but I guess their aim was crappy, and drop shotting made their aim get off me even more, so it helped me out. Definitely try to learn to drop shot and jump shot, and I'll go more into detail with that stuff later. Right here I get my first death of the game, which sucks because the screen lags for a second, as you guys can tell, and then I'm dead. What am I gonna do about that? I tried to do everything I could, I did everything right, but sometimes you're gonna die, and that's another thing. Just accept that you're not gonna be a perfect player. Even with all the tips in the world, you're going to die. Don't expect to go into every game and just go Rambo on everybody. Now over here I hear somebody shooting. I don't exactly go into that room to kill him. I stay out here while I kill him so that he doesn't turn around on me, but I do die in a couple seconds just because this part of the map makes you very vulnerable from every single angle. Look at how many spots I can get shot from over here. I didn't even know where that guy was and he killed me. So I'm gonna fast forward the next part of this gameplay just because there's not much you can learn from it. I kind of just run around, you know, I'm checking my spawns, I'm checking, you know, my surroundings, making sure nobody comes behind me, and it's all, you know, the usual stuff I've been talking about all game. But in a couple of seconds, we're gonna see the next cool part of this gameplay, the next little tip, right about here. So I shoot this guy and don't get a kill, you know, it's no big deal, whatever. But I hear somebody come up behind me, so turn around, kill this guy, fake go in here, but then jump back around and kill this guy. Now that was cool because I jumped around the corner and drop shot it to kill him. Now jump shotting in this game isn't as good as it was in Black Ops 2 because if you're in a gunfight and you're jump shotting, your character animation is kind of slow and it might get you killed more often than not. So in a gunfight, definitely use the drop shot, but if you're gonna pursue somebody from around a corner, jump around that corner, it'll take them by surprise. So right here, get the last kill, finish off the gameplay. I went 30-2 in this free-for-all. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the gameplay, hopefully you guys enjoyed the tips, and I'm really hoping you guys learned something. If you did, please take a second out of your day to press that like button. It really helps the video get noticed, and it makes me happy to see that, you know, you guys appreciate the time and effort that I put into making this video. And if you're new around here, subscribe, and I got a bunch of new tips coming up, so stay tuned, and see you next time.